Hey, we're back with topics posed right before Christmas of 2016. And next batter, Ed Carew, if I'm pronouncing that right. Carew. Ed, so you're wanting to know about shallow mouthpieces and how do you actually pick one out that works for you? And it says that you have a real big struggle with them. So, well, I think we're all experienced that. I remember when I was in high school, I found out that Maynard played on a jet tone, and I immediately rushed right out and got a jet tone. God, I was just so excited. And when I put it in the horn, guess what? I think I could maybe get a G. My range went down 3 notes. I could get a G above the staff when I had a high C at the time on my other mouthpiece. I think I was playing on a Claude Gordon Bench mouthpiece at the time. And I was like, what in the world's going on here? I can't play. I can't get any sound out of this thing. And then, later on I heard about Bill Chase's mouthpiece, which was the Schilke 6A4A. I was like, okay. Bill gets this amazing, rich, brassy sound on it. Wow. So I ordered the 6A4A, and the same kind of deal happened. I went to play it, just blowing my brains out, couldn't get any sound to come out. So I believe that there is a mouthpiece out there that will fit for everybody, but you have to find that fit, and it may not be a stock mouthpiece. It may not be a Schilke 14A4A. It may not be a certain Monet mouthpiece. Aren't those like the B1s? And then I've tried the Maynard Ferguson Monet, the gold ones, the Prana. I think it's like the MF1 or whatever, MF3. I've tried those. And different, mouthpieces. Pardubas and Proviance is another one. So, shallow mouthpieces come in various depths and widths. And since your teeth and lips and everything are different than mine, I can't exactly tell you to do the things that I did because I have a different setup than you likely do. However, what worked for me is to spend a good afternoon, about 3 hours, with Bob Reeves and his associate John, and over there in Valencia, California, which is, I think that's right near Six Flags. That's where I actually went. They'd already moved offices. He was in Hollywood. But when I went there, he was right near Six Flags. And I took the mouthpiece that I currently played on and looked at what they had and we all decided that I liked the rim. But there's something about either the back bore or the shallowness or the deepness or the cup of mine that wasn't the greatest. So they ended up cutting off my mouthpiece. Don't know if you can see that. And I don't want to I don't want to unwind it, but these are 3 parts. There's my original rim. This is the Bob Reeves stock backbore, I guess, or the bulk of the mouthpiece, and then a sleeve. So I spent probably, close to 3 hours trying out different backbores and sleeves and screwing on. This has threads now. They got rid of the rest of my mouthpiece except for the rim. And it came out with a mouthpiece that works really, really well for me. It is definitely on the shallow side, but the width of the rim is probably that of a Bach 1 or even a 1.5C. It's a very, very wide rim. That works for me. I've had other people that have tried to play on the Neil Sanders 17S, and they couldn't play it at all. It was too wide. So your best bet is to invest some time in playing a myriad of different mouthpieces from different brands, different widths across and different depths. They do make a 5E. They do make a Bach 7E. I think even a Bach 10 or a Bach 7D. They make a Bach 1.5E, I believe. So if you're with Bach, you can try different shallow depths and different widths based on your embouchure. You're just going to have to try a lot of different mouthpieces until you find one that just all the stars line up and you play well and you notice something is really, really good about it right away. That's when you found a shallow mouthpiece that's going to work for you. Otherwise, it's like throwing darts blindfold in the dark. If you go get Maynard Ferguson's Monet mouthpiece, if you get Bill Chase's 6A4A, if you get a jet tone, anything like that, it may or may not work. It's like throwing wet spaghetti at a wall. It may stick, it may not. So you're going to have to try a bunch of different mouthpieces. One way to do that is to go to a music store that does carry a bunch of mouthpieces that will let you take some back in the practice room and start playing them. I think the woodwind brasswind, www.bw.com, woodwindbrasswind.com. I believe they have a mouthpiece policy where you can order 3, 4, 5, 6 different mouthpieces and just keep the one that you like, and then send the ones you didn't like back, and you're only charged for the one that you ended up liking. So that's another idea about mouthpieces. So I hope that helped you out there. And that was Ed Carew, if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. I hope so, about mouthpieces and shallow mouthpieces. And I just told you my story on what I ended up having to do, and I had to spend quite a bit of money and a lot of time getting the mouthpiece that I really like, but it's really paid off. So you will spend some money. Don't expect to spend, $50 and try one mouthpiece and that's going to be it. You're going to spend a lot of money and time to boil down what works for you the best and allows you. Remember, I believe in playing on the smallest equipment possible as long as you get the best and biggest sound. There's no point in going to a shallow mouthpiece or a horn where you suck and you sound like a leaf blower or a broken down chainsaw. I mean, there's no point in playing on something like that, and you can play a little higher, but you sound like, you sound horrible. So you want to play on the smallest equipment possible that allows you to get the best and biggest brassy sound. And a lot of people forget that last part. They only hear the smallest equipment. They don't hear the part about getting the best sound with it. That's the important part. So anyway, and that was Ed. So Ed, appreciate that interest in the topic. Hope it will help you out and other people. I'm Kurt Thompson. My story. Sticking to it. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope that you got something out of it. Sometimes I make a video just to make you laugh. A lot of times I make a video to educate you on something and maybe even help solve a problem. So I hope something like that occurred for you in this video. And while you're at it, again, subscribe, click on my website link, and go on to the next video. It's lovely out here. Have a great day.